Here's my exact note from chapter 14. Mac is being immortalized in these pages. It makes you wonder who you would be. Makes you want to teach your kids to be more like a leader like Zamperini and not like Mac. Can you imagine being so helpless that not only are you no help to anybody, but someone writes about you and that's how you go down in history? Warn your kids to be better leaders.
Oh my God.
Jeez. I'm dead serious.
You know what? I'm going to warn my kids.
Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banter, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
Hey, welcome to The Cover Podcast.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm your host, Brett Wiggins, fresh off an amazing performance
Whoa,
at
be
our
careful. Be careful.
Draft Olympics.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was pretty good. You just can't play cornhole.
Man.
It's pretty brutal.
No, what I found
Knowing
out,
you can't hole it and still putting all your points on it.
How many shots did you get?
dude, 8. Now, here's what I found out. I don't play at regulation length. No, I never.
When you play with your 8-year-old,
So,
you know.
so that's 25 feet is what it sounds like, something
Yeah.
like that. I probably consistently play at 15 or less, apparently.
Wow.
With whom?
Anytime
Whenever
I've
you're with us, we
ever
play
played-
regulation.
No, I've never played that far apart, ever, in my life.
There's no way that's true.
Dude, I can't remember.
I'd probably make excuses too.
I can't remember a time where I didn't hole 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4? Let alone 1 out of 8? As always, to my left is...
Second place.
Breathing hard into the microphone is who's to your left.
the asset, Marcus Megas. And sitting to my right is Sir...
Remington Ramsey.
Who, by the way, finished ahead of many in our league with a torn hamstring.
Yeah,
Maybe
limped
just
across
pulled.
the finish line, quite literally.
Arguably,
I think it helped you.
I was sitting in the house with 2 events left, feeling pretty sorry for myself.
I go, did you? I walk in, I'm like, so are you past the mental part of realizing you're hurt yet? He goes, nope, I just got there.
Yeah, I was down. Everyone's walking to the basketball court. So I'm like, I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to go shoot. I can at least shoot, even though I can't run after the ball. So I have to hit it, but I'll shoot at least once.
To be fair, there were at least 6 or 7 of the 12 of us that couldn't move very well for her.
You could move, though.
Have you taken a drink of this?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Wait, tart?
Holy cow! How many shots did you put in this?
There's 2 ounces.
That's what a shot is.
This is a stiff drink.
Okay, Chris Gibson.
I'm just letting you know.
This is
I've
75
had-
days. I don't know.
I've had kamikazes before.
It's basically I made it as a drink, so it's basically
In fact,
like 2 kamikaze shots.
Coming into my 20s, going to bars with our friend Jim, it would always be either a lemon drop or a kamikaze.
For a shot to suck.
Yes.
This is better than a
The
lemon
Ram.
drop.
I was trying to remember what that bar
The
across the
Ram.
street was.
Mm-hmm.
The Ram.
Have you been inside of what it is now?
Yeah.
The
What?
50 million TVs trying to be Parks Place downtown.
Yeah.
Tom's Place, Tom's Bar, whatever they
Yeah,
call
I'm
it.
very jealous. It looks
Yeah?
awesome.
It looks awesome. I just don't know.
That space
people are
is
going.
pretty sweet.
It is. I wanted it. We looked at it. In fact, we were going to we were like a month late to get that lease.
Oh, wow. What is the least, you know?
How long they have it?
No, how much? What are they?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. It's got to be pretty popular space.
Maybe.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. I think downtown
Downtown
right now.
rates, man. They're trying to get businesses down there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Think I'll attract some good recruits. Sir Remington. We answer 9 questions, sometimes, most of the time, every week, about one of your favorite books or movies. What are we covering?
I can't wait to hear this because I read a little bit of this earlier, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm so excited to hear what he mispronounces."
How I was it? Does it start in boyhood on the back of yours?
Mhm.
Oh boy. Okay. Just let me scan this real fast. All right. In boyhood, Louis Zamperini was an incorrigible delinquent. As a teenager, he channeled his defiance into running, discovering a prodigious talent that carried him into the Berlin Olympics. But when World War II began, the athlete became an airman. Didn't think I'd mispronounce became. Embarking on a journey that led to a doomed flight in a May afternoon of 1943. When his Army Air Force's bomber crashed into the Pacific Ocean, against all odds, Zamperini survived, adrift on a foundering life raft. Ahead of Zamperini, how many shots are in this?
Are you sure it's not floundering?
I thought it was floundering. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, but it
says foundering.
You got 2nd edition, Marcus? Floundering.
It says foundering.
Foundering. So you would have missed that too. Ahead of Zamperini lay thousands of miles of open ocean, leaping sharks, thirst and starvation, enemy aircraft, and beyond. A trial even greater. Driven to the limits of endurance, Zamperini would answer desperation with ingenuity, suffering with hope, resolve, and humor, brutality with rebellion. His fate, whether triumph or tragedy, would be suspended on fraying wire of his will. Unbroken is an unforgettable testament to the resilience of the human mind, body, and spirit, brought vividly to life by Seabiscuit author Laura Hillenbrand. This book is Unbroken, a World War II story of survival, resilience, and redemption. The story of Louis Zamperini.
This was I think it was
real quick. Real quick.
Yeah.
Producer Nate with some quick work here.
For foundering?
Floundering is struggling, thrashing about clumsily like a fish out of water. Foundering is sinking, collapsing, or failing completely.
Crazy.
The ship was foundering.
Nobody knows that.
I know. I bet yeah.
Hey, you got it right. Congrats.
This is a Rem. Yeah. This is a Rem book pick. Rem, what drove you to say, guys, we got to do this book?
So my wife reads no less than 10 World War II novels a year. And
she's got me hooked.
This was one that I bought her because I had heard the story and it was different than normal. Like she likes like the Tattooist of Auschwitz and those types of
she likes novels.
She likes the novels. This is more of an account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is it's a historical narrative, I guess you would say, wouldn't you? I mean, it's a biography.
Yeah.
But it's just written a little differently.
Narrative nonfiction, I think, is where we've landed.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. It's also the movie. We're screening the movie in the background. Brett's never seen the movie. Marcus, have you seen the movie?
Yes.
So I mean, the story, I don't want to give away how awesome I felt this book was right off the bat, but I went on record last podcast saying Louis Zamperini might be the most impressive human to ever live. Mm. And finishing the book, I concur.
Yeah. Pretty happy you picked this. I was hooked.
You never heard of his story or the book?
No, didn't know anything.
And then did you do any Googling or YouTubing of any of the accounts? No. So at the end of this movie, and this is, I'll save the notes for how the book differed from the movie. But at the end of this movie, it shows an 88-year-old Louis Zamperini carrying the torch at the Japanese Olympics.
Oh, wow.
And it's so I was expecting to see you. I always see you on my drive, but I was late today because I didn't have to drop anyone off. And I only had 3 minutes left of the epilogue to listen to, and it still got me.
I know.
I still cried in the last 3 minutes of the book.
I listened to that today, too, on the way home from
I still cried.
School.
I finished this so many eons ago.
Did you ever get...
I've been waiting for you guys to...
tear jerked a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At the tent, essentially. The end. Oh,
Billy Graham?
You're talking about Japan.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, just so much
yes.
redemption and forgiveness. And
and for him to do the torch in Japanese Olympics, pretty cool. Marcus, what about you? What did you know about it? You've seen the movie. You had not read the book?
No, I knew about the book. I'd heard about the book for years. I saw the movie probably soon after it came out.
I just remember seeing a trailer. What year was the movie?
Well, it was covered one year in at the movies.
Oh, okay. So that's probably where I saw the scene. I just remember a scene of him being
probably what
tied
got
up
me into it.
and getting slapped on the back with like tortured with a stick, and that's all I remember. This is definitely a Steve Poe. This is a Steve Poe at the movies.
Well,
classic.
he said that he had loved the book too, and well, I mean, it's got the entire story of like redemption.
The back of this book does not do it justice because it focuses more on. So it does say he's an Olympic athlete, but this dude had like 3 or 4 different full lives.
Came out in 2014. Yes. The movie did
2014. So the back of the book does not talk about what the majority of the movie and the majority of the book talk about, which is him being a POW and being abused and, you know, all out dead. Like he was announced dead. This book more focuses on like his time in the open ocean and in the war. But it, like the book truly is the story. The main part of the story is being a POW for 2.5 years and being forgotten.
And you're saying the
and
movie,
being abused.
The movie,
movie focuses on that.
Got it. I loved the backstory. I loved learning about his upbringing, hearing about all the races. I think it was he had the fastest high school mile of all time at the time, and that was important because you knew what he got taken from him too. Like it wasn't just being a POW at war. It was like he had a whole. It's kind of. I don't know why I just thought of this, but you guys remember like Kobe Bryant post-retirement, you could kind of see the writing on the wall of like this dude's about to do something very special in a different space, and then all of a sudden it was over. It's kind of like that where it's like you're like, oh wow, this guy's about to blow up.
Lynn Bias.
Yeah, like that. But obviously does something much more important eventually. I didn't know anything about it except for remembering.
Now, I mean.
This was my first time reading the book, though. I've never read it before. I've always wanted to.
You had seen the movie a while ago.
Yeah, I've known the story for a long time, but this was the first read. /listen.
You said he doesn't run again.
I'm pretty sure the narrator is the same narrator that did Boys in the Boat.
I recognize.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah.
He's good.
Very
good.
I don't think she's as good of a writer as Dan Brown or
James
whatever.
Brown.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, it was still captivating. It
the
just
story
wasn't.
itself is captivating. It's like hard to miss, but I just didn't think she was as good of a writer.
Well, and that's the thing. She's probably stellar. We've just read The Elite.
Well, that's what I mean.
I mean,
like Fever in the Heartland was a fantastic. Like he was fantastic.
Who was the author of that?
Timothy Egan.
Yeah,
nice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The
then
Devil in the White City was very good.
Eric Larson.
And then we did.
And then we
that
did
biographer.
ghostwriting.
Yeah, man. What's his name?
J.R. Moringer.
Yeah, he's.
I think it'd be with a
the
book like
best
this
of all of them.
too. It'd be easy to just start listing stats from the war and stuff like that, and I felt like greatest beer run ever, all time, whatever. It felt
There's some similarities.
A little bit like that, where it was like, all right, you're just kind of giving me background info.
Yeah.
But the story itself, you're right, hard to mess up. All right, 30-second synopsis. Marcus does 9 words. I do slam poetry. We both get the girl though.
Hey,
so Marcus, different girls.
we both get a girl.
Nate, like that one. Marcus, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, rock and roll.
Olympic runner goes to war and experiences and endures incomparable suffering.
We have our first ever record skip on 9 words.
I knew you were going to make a big deal out of that.
All right.
We'll be all right.
It only
was
took
great.
60-some episodes.
It was, I mean, it's a phenomenal run.
That was a great run.
Yeah.
Nate, step up. Thanks, man.
Did you do 9 words? You did do 9 words for Joss.
Give me a mic.
Yeah.
Give me a mic. Look at you.
Hold my beer.
I host one episode.
It's
This
really
guy
not
is
that
off
hard.
the chain. I feel like, here, let me try. Louis Zamperini.
Good start.
runs fast, almost dies, lives to
This is so bad. This is
live. I was trying to tie it in
so
being
bad.
saved. No, it was lives to.
Hold on, I got it. I mean, you just say what the book is about, and then you just stop talking. So Louis Zamperini runs in the Olympics and gets caught. POW.
Oh, that was well done. POW, kind of one word.
Yeah.
Kind of. All right, slam poetry. There, we all have our talents. Louis Zamperini, a young whippersnapper from Olean, New York. The fastest mile by a high schooler ever. A college career that was destined for greatness. One problem. War! Louis wasn't just in the war. He was a bomber in the war, stationed at a place where 50% of airmen died. Shot down and floating at sea. At least we have chocolate. Dang it, Mac. The amount of things they accomplished while on that raft.
Water makes you weep.
Mind-blowing. Surviving sharks at sea only to have to survive the bird on land. Rough. Deplane! Deplane! They will be rescued. Not before we drop off supplies of candy bars, cigarettes, and magazines, of course. While he was saved from the war, he wasn't saved from the nightmares. The bird just wouldn't leave. Louis prayed for water and got rain, while Billy Graham had a trick up his sleeve.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. My first note on this is he started smoking at the age of 5 and drinking at the age of 8. His mother married at 16, had him at 18. These people lived full lives before they were even done being teenagers.
No waiting. Yeah, no
There was
waiting.
no such thing as teenager.
They were just instantly in the world.
It was
I mean, really, by the time you were like 13 or so, like
it was
you were
similar
basically
to
an adult.
Pacino's
yeah,
kind of
upbringing.
No, they moved from New York to the West Coast, I believe.
LA.
Yeah.
Zamperini was in LA. Yeah, fast times. Fast times.
He put up some really fast times.
He did put up fast times. We're talking about what it made us stop and think. We're talking about favorite scenes, hidden gems, favorite quotes, all the above, hot takes, whatever you got. Yeah, man.
Favorite chapters, right?
Yeah.
Favorite chapters.
Yeah. Chapters, all that. Where I read in scenes. I visualize. I'm just kidding. We can't escape.
Some people, dude, actually, Jessica asked me that one time because apparently, maybe you guys do this. Like, apparently, some people, when they read, they like visually can see everything that's going on. I just
Producer
read
Nate
words.
is nodding his head.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently that's
You
the
just
thing.
read words?
Pretty much.
I think I'm visualizing quite a bit. Even
So
while
I think I know what you
audiobook-
mean by this, but keep going.
I just don't, like, I don't have clear pictures in my head of, like, what the characters look like. Or
Yes, I don't either.
I don't, like, I if
I
I'm
think
reading,
I almost put it in,
when I
like,
was reading
first person.
Harry Potter or whatever, like, I didn't have, like, a clear picture of, like, what the castle was
That's
or this or that
interesting.
or whatever. I'm basically just reading words, and I enjoy the stories, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the characters.
You
and
might
everything
even
else,
be
but
more present versus people like me who are visualizing what's.
I don't know.
It's
It was. I didn't realize this until like Jessica and I were talking about it because, like, she vividly can kind of see.
So this
what
brings up a
she's
weird question
imagining
that
She's a lot more artistic than me though too, so maybe that's part of it.
somebody asked when someone speaks multiple languages, what language do they think in?
Yeah.
I asked Nate Napanga that because he speaks 3 fluent languages.
Mm-hmm.
And he said whatever one he's speaking primarily, mostly at that time.
Got it. Why does he speak so many langes?
Because he grew up in Africa
Okay.
and there was different tribes.
Does
so
he ever
he-
visit when he? Does
Oh
he
yeah,
go back?
I mean his parents still live there. They
Really?
they run a mission out there.
So when he's there and he's
He speaks
speaking,
French and
he'll be thinking
an
about-
African dialect.
Man, that's cool. Us Americans suck.
Dude, so what dude, tell me what this note is. So early on, I wrote down a bunch more notes because the opening is like really riveting.
It's really good.
Best cliffhanger to start a book I've ever read is what I wrote down.
What is it? Is he starting the war?
Prologue is about to be the shark scene.
Yeah.
You don't know it's gonna be the shark scene, and and then it just starts the book, and it's like, oh,
and the
man.
2 chapters on the sharks is just. I was mowing when I was reading that, listening to that, and I just kept stopping and writing, stopping and writing. There's just like that scene of where the sharks are attacking him. But no, I wrote this down in chapter 1. In the 1930s, California euthanized eugenics. 20,000 people read the list. It's ridiculous. What do I mean by that? I'm trying to remember what happened.
It's similar to. I felt like it was similar to what we read about during the Fever in the Heartland.
It was
KKK stuff.
It was the same stuff that they were
where
talking about.
it was like based, but it was based on them thinking you were. I'm gonna say what they would have said then, like slow, maybe.
Well, like certain. It was certain races. It was.
What was the context for them even talking about this?
Well, they were
because,
talking about
because his family was Italian, or
because
something?
they were Italian.
They were Italian.
Well, also, but Louis was also a troublemaker, getting in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
and that's what kind of whipped him into shape was the fear of eugenics.
Yeah.
Which
or
was
just
like,
being sterilized in general, which they also did.
So that was a tactic for punishment if you were in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, oh Peters.
Yeah, uses probable cause to. Not great.
I was trying to do some sort of play on word with Peters, and I couldn't come up with it, but it's still pretty funny.
What I just said?
You said "Jeez, oh Peters."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they were doing something to the Peters, like I was trying.
I get it. That's good. Speaking of Peter, his older brother guided him in sports, made him run his entire newspaper route.
That's my first note.
That's great.
Not like
it's working while you're working, right there.
His brother believing in him enough to like take a stand. His mom couldn't speak English. He goes into the principal and basically says like, "Hey, are you really going to let him fail because of this? Are you going to fail him to get him on that track team and that cross country team?" And that's where he started to turn around. Was when he was able to dedicate himself to something. And I mean, what a great big brother to do that. And at the end, in the epilogue, because we're not going to end up talking about Pete very much, but in the end, in the epilogue, they talk about how he became a track coach and a football coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thousands and thousands of kids that he coached over the years because he didn't retire until he was like 80 or something like that. I mean, that's awesome.
Stud.
Definitely helps to have an advocate. What stuck with me during that time, did you guys ever threaten to run away from home?
Haven't we talked about this?
I don't think so.
So did you? Does that mean you have?
I mean, I never did though.
Dude, I threatened to. I was probably 12. I packed a bag and started walking down the street, and my mom opens the door. She's like, "Brett, get over here!" And I came back, and she's like, she said,
you forgot your stuffed animal."
Yeah.
Dude,
that's what I would do.
I literally had our family cat in my arms walking down the road. But he runs away and then comes back home. He's like, this sucks. I'm going back. And I'm assuming that would be the case for most of us.
Dude, I would, if one of my kids was doing that, I would go out the door and I would take something that they forgot and I'd hand it to them and be like, "See ya."
We talked about the 1936 common thread in our podcast.
Crazy.
And you jump immediately in chapter 3 to the Berlin Olympics, and
which we've already visited.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think he's on that. While that's happening, another book that we're reading is happening where the Washington row team is, in the room next to him.
Yeah.
And he's describing it differently than they did. Like he was talking about how much weight everyone gained.
Yeah, we didn't hear about like the parties and stuff like that was going on with the reporters.
Oh, from his side.
Yeah.
But he did say like everyone ate a ton. It was a 90-day voyage, and he gained 12 pounds.
So wild.
That's terrible for the athletes.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Did you see when he wrote down in there like what he ate in one day or one sitting or whatever? It's like, holy cow!
On the cruise.
Yeah.
Were the Olympics before his running in the NCAAs and they're boxing him in.
Mhm.
They're cleaning
Yes.
his shins and all that.
Yeah.
I thought that story was pretty phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it was his experience was obviously we didn't get it as in depth because most of Boys in the Boat there was a big chunk dedicated to Berlin, but he was definitely he was focused on himself, how well he could do, whereas Boys in the Boat we got such a bigger scope because it was based on really that. But
That's true because it was based on that trip to the Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Whereas this was a footnote, not a footnote, but
yeah.
it was a couple chapters.
But that just proves my point how impressive a guy this dude is.
Dude, I thought it
Right,
was
that's
the
the
being an
footnote.
Olympic athlete is a footnote in this book.
Yeah.
dude. Him. So he was a very troubled youth, right?
Mhm.
You talked a little bit about it, but he used to steal things all the time and all kinds of stuff. Him talking about all the stuff that he was stealing while he was in Germany and on the boat, including the Nazi flag.
The Nazi flag,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he gets out of it. He
that
talks his way out
Nazi
of it.
flag story is just so funny.
Give us the cliff notes.
He takes the flag, but he's getting caught
Yeah.
taking the flag. And
Where's
then
where's he stealing it from?
I can't.
It's in front of a
remember.
bar.
Like the street. It's like
in
a
front
street.
of-
It's like
yeah.
a street flag.
Imagine walking down an alley with bars and restaurants and they're
Yeah.
The SS or whoever, like they're like getting mad at him.
Yeah.
They're speaking German. He doesn't know German, and so he talks his way out of it because he was an Olympic athlete and just wanted a souvenir or whatever. And they end up like getting a picture with him or
Yeah.
something. It's crazy.
Just crazy times. Crazy times. Especially because that was like before the actual war started.
Yeah, this was during
3 years before.
We've got a year to show everybody how awesome Germany is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Moving there to getting into the army, he ends up becoming a bomber. Did you guys know how many people died as trainees? But do you know how big of an issue this was before this book?
No,
From the B-24s?
Yes, I had no idea.
I didn't know.
500. I wrote down 500 plus died just flying in training.
Yeah,
So like 20 men per day.
I
Like at some point you're like, maybe we should do something else.
yeah.
I made a note here.
Right.
I made a note here. This stat was nuts. According to Stay, who would become a squadron commander, airmen trying to fulfill the 40 combat missions that made up a Pacific bomber crewman's tour of duty had a 50% chance of being killed.
Yeah.
The amount of deaths that just happened on the training camp is the most wild part to me.
Yeah. At what point do you say,
Like they're
all right,
death machines.
this is? But clearly, this is the bird.
But
Sorry.
they
I read
used
about
them
the bird
because
scene.
they
I didn't watch
they
the bird
used
scene.
them because they could go so much further
on little.
and carry
Yes, got
everything and everything else.
So it's
But
worth the risk.
these
It
things
was-
were like impossible to fly.
Yeah. They. Do you remember when?
What they called it? Something coffin. They called it some sort of.
Death machine.
It was like a
Flying coffin.
flying coffin.
Remember the guy the lieutenant was like, "Hey, you got to take that plane back up," and they're like, "Hey, if you come with us, that's
Yeah.
fine."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "All right, you're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it."
But that same guy though, that like he made him go out with 3 engines instead of 4.
Yes.
Then he made them go out in the Green Hornet, even though it wasn't airworthy.
So this was.
He said, "Oh no, it's past inspection."
Okay, so this was after the Superman one because
Yeah.
Superman plane, they come back, they get absolutely just lit up by
Chapter 9. It's
yeah.
the best chapter
It
in
is-
the book.
I've said the same thing.
Chapter
It is-
9
it
might be
is
the best chapter of
in
any
the
book I've ever read.
So Rem,
It's
go
fantastic.
here's what
Should we
ends
just
up happening.
read chapter 9 to these people?
They come back.
Go on
in-
Spotify and just listen to chapter 9.
They come back in a bomber that they call Superman with 594 holes in it.
Yes.
It's crazy.
He survives.
The whole crew survived.
What's the pilot's name? Phil.
Mac.
Mac.
No, one guy died, didn't he? I thought one guy died.
I felt like
In that
maybe-
outing. I mean, I just remember thinking the fact that the plane got back, period, with 594 bullets.
The guy in the gunner makes a last-second ditch effort
Some of
to
these
kill a
pictures in
kamikaze
the book
attempt.
are nuts.
You're thinking to yourself when they're reading, you know where this book is going, right? Either you've seen the movie, or you read the prologue, or you read the back of the book, and you know these guys are going down. They're going to be, lost at sea, and then they're going to go to a PW camp. So when you're listening to chapter 9 or reading it,
You're expecting
like,
this is when,
it.
Yeah,
this is when they go down, and they don't. They make it. You're like, wow. The amount of war these guys experienced before they experienced this is crazy.
And it made me respect, like, this wasn't just a bunch of kids who they threw in a plane. Like, there was real training that went into being prepared for situations like that because they knew what to do to make the plane survive. Mm-hmm. It made me realize, like, this wasn't just a bunch of idiots up in the air flying.
Though, to your first
not
statement,
enough.
No, not enough. Not that was not enough training. These were children.
Yeah.
These were kids.
Yep.
Like you celebrate your 18th birthday and then your parents bury you, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of death that was happening so quickly. Because I think we were talking about, like, America was actively not trying to enter the war until Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And then it happens, and they're just sending off teenagers in these B-24s dying, 20 men dying a day just on the base. Like, this got to be the first time in history where so many people were dying just trying to figure out how to fly these planes.
So
when did the Wright brothers invite? It was 1912. When was the first airplane?
I thought it was like the 20s, but I don't know.
20s. I mean, think about that. No one had ever flown. Then within 20 years,
we're flying.
Everybody's flying bombs
with a rotating gun.
Yeah.
I wrote down
1903 was the first flight, technically. The one
Wright brothers was
Kitty
1903.
Hawk or whatever.
Kitty Hawk. That's the words I was searching for. They get Superman back, and then their base gets bombed. To your point, that was the description of true fear and terror. That was just. It felt like he was describing. Everyone thought everyone was going to die
when they get
bombed. After Pearl Harbor.
No. After they get back from the
after that,
they have the holes,
the 594 holes,
Furafuto or whatever that place is called.
They
just
plane
get
was called
bombed
Superman.
that night.
Yeah,
and
so they're digging trenches. They're doing everything they can.
They're sure they're gonna die.
Just every single dude's praying, yelling for. He said he literally heard grown men crying for their mothers.
Mom, yeah.
Dude, it's just like, wow. I don't know. I don't know fear like that. That's pretty intense.
No.
Yeah. So
imagine being so bored and violent that you would lure sharks in with garbage and throw hand grenades in their mouth.
We gotta
explode. I mean, that was also in that chapter, by the way.
Dude, I can see why they wanted to, like, try to kill as many sharks as they could.
No doubt. The real fear, I mean, we talked about it in Jaws, the description of the monologue of the ISS Indianapolis, or the USS Indianapolis, and how men were just being killed by sharks, like, right next to you. And then this happens. And the shark, I'm trying to remember what chapters they were. The shark chapters were 14 through 17. So intense.
Well, they're laying down in these rafts sleeping, and they feel something on the bottom of the raft, and it's the sharks coming up to the bottom of the raft and rubbing their fins against them all night long.
Just reminding them that they're just.
Let's talk about this story real fast. Just catch people up. So
how do they get in the
They
water?
end up going out on this. They go out on this
Green Hornet
on a rescue mission, trying to find some other plane that went down, and this thing was not airworthy at all.
Correct.
They end up going down, and frankly, like, the story of them going down, and all the things that people were meant to do. Like, the guy who's supposed to get the raft, is the guy who has no chance of actually surviving, but he does it anyway.
Yeah.
And then Louis is, like, stuck in this plane that's going down.
Dude, he's
blacks
wrapped in
out.
all the wires.
Blacks out. Then wakes up again, pops up out of the water, and there's 3 dudes. There's two rafts that each raft is really only meant for, like, 1 or 2 people.
So do I remember it correctly where he was wrapped in all this wires and then all of a sudden he wasn't and doesn't know why?
He doesn't know why, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's meant to live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it.
Well, there's like so many times in here where he like prays for rain and then gets it. He hears like the angels.
So
I'm
this was
assuming they're like setting it up like they're angels.
It's not just his account. This is not an autobiography. These are accounts of all the journals of all the survivors and the non-survivors. So the validity of the account of Louis' leadership is accurate. And when you watch the YouTube videos of his final days, you see the humility. Like the book is depicting it accurately. So if we assume that it's depicted accurately, it's amazing to me the transformation that he has as a leader in the Army and the Air Force, coming from a juvenile delinquent that had no chance of being a leader in anything. Mm-hmm. And the big defining factor is someone believed in him and he had a cause and he was determined to be good at that thing. That's why school sports and team sports and all these things are so important. Like it really does build character. It really does. I mean, it takes you from someone who has really no purpose, like kids who have no purpose outside of learning and being better at something, but like an actual drive transform this kid. Mm-hmm. And 10 other guys are looking to him for leadership in a falling plane. Like, that's just cool. That's why I couldn't get over.
It's kind of a blank slate.
I did love
complete blank slate where you don't have all that baggage.
What?
Him being a leader because they didn't know him as
right.
Yeah, as that. And that's stuff you don't get a blank slate very often.
I loved when his buddy says, I'm glad it was you, Zamp. Right? Like
Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, Phil is his. It's weird because Phil, his last name is Phillips. They call him Phil. But when he kind of comes to, he's got his head injury and everything else, and he wakes up. He's like, "Man,
I'm glad Zamp's
I'm glad
here."
it was you, Zamp, because there were only 3 of them that survived
They all
from the
trust
plane
him.
to begin.
Do you think he
with.
said that to Mac?
No, I don't. I don't think he said
How
that to
much
Mac.
did you hate Mac? Honestly,
How crazy!
You hate him when he eats
you
stuff.
hate him for a long time after that too.
But he redeems himself.
But you don't know that. You don't know that's coming.
How crazy that Louis never tells
It's
anyone
like
about
Snape.
it, though.
He told how many people bought this book? Number 1 New York Times bestseller for 4 years. I believe he's told millions of people now.
At the time, he tells no one. I thought that was pretty cool.
I heard that in the movie too, and I just laughed. He's like, and Louis never told anyone about Mac and the child. Sorry, this is being seen by the whole world.
What seemed like not a big deal. They were like, what seemed like not a big deal at the time when he ate all those bars.
So let's catch people up. When the plane went down, all they had was 2 rafts and a couple survivor kits, which came with food, which was chocolate and water. That's it.
The chocolate was like super high calorically,
yes.
Right,
bitter.
It was dense. It was supposed to be able to last you for days, and they would take 2 bites a day basically, and on day 3, one of the 3 guys eats the whole thing while the other 2 are sleeping.
Yep.
And
then lies about it.
I mean, and then continues complaining, doesn't play along when they're trying. So these chapters were awesome, by the way. We was talking about
they were great.
They were basically talking about how they survived mentally.
Louis was retelling them his mom's recipe for
everything,
soups and
lasagnas. He said literally
they so detailed that like they would tell him if he forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they would sing Christmas carols. Like they would do things to keep their mind sharp to overcome what was going on in their bodies. And I'm telling you, had they not done that, they would have died like Mac.
Totally.
Because Mac dies.
Yeah.
And the only thing he's doing different is his mindset. Now,
it's very
he
Viktor
might have
Frankl.
had different.
Very Viktor Frankl. It made me think about that.
It's incredible.
There were many moments in the book where I felt that way.
Yeah.
Well, Viktor Frankl's going through his stuff while this is happening, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Yeah, we're not even to the POW camp yet.
Well, the last thing is that they talk about she talks about how they were in this like vacuum of senses, right? Like you look up and all you see is blue. Like if there's no wind, or anything, it's not like you're hearing birds and things. Like you're just out there. You can
Silence.
kind of smell the char of the raft because it's roasting.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only smell you've got. You can't hear anything. You can't touch anything else. Like there's no new sensation or anything. You're in this so much so that I thought it was a really poignant moment in the book where he reaches in his ear and gets some earwax and smells it, and it was refreshing because it was new.
Hmm.
And then he got in the habit of doing that. I thought that was incredible.
That's
and
vivid imagery.
once they do make it, just the two of them, because Mac does die. But once they make it to the camp, they realize, he's like, man, my mind was sharper than I realized, because they could sit with one thought for hours.
Well, just to give you guys perspective, they were both down to 80 pounds a person. And they went into the war 160.
150, I think, is what
150?
before he left, he was like 150 or 155.
150, they gained 12 pounds on the way to Berlin.
You're. I'm just saying.
So he's 150 going into the war.
That day that he left, when he read that 412 mile,
Yeah.
they said he was like 150 or 155.
And they were at sea for 46 days.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do some math and you're trying to lose weight.
That was the other crazy thing, is that they figured out exactly how many days they had left, and they had guessed it. And Louis said 40. Louis
47.
said 47, and
Phil said 45.
Phil said 46, and
No,
they
he said
saw
45.
land on 46, and then they got captured on
is that what it was?
47. Yeah, so they said they were both right.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And they did it based off of just trying to calculate where their plane landed.
All right, last thing about this was when they do get shot down, or the plane comes, they think they're being saved, and then it's a Japanese plane, and they're shooting at them.
That's on day like 30.
Them being able, that's how they calculated how far away they were, because they figured out how far it could go.
Right.
But the fact that they didn't just give up at that point is insane to me.
How would they have given up?
Just jumped in the water? It'd be pretty easy to just drown. It's like the easiest way to die.
I mean, have you ever played Would You Rather? And it's always like, would you rather die in drowning or in fire?
I would definitely rather die drowning.
That's one of the hardest ones to think.
No
Drowning would be so terrible.
No.
Panic.
Not even close.
I feel like because drowning
won't hurt.
Well, drowning though, you have a chance.
In burning, like you should pass out. But drowning, like you go through the pain.
No, it's the exact opposite. You pass out during the drowning. You feel the pain of the burn.
Let's just not do either.
But anyway, my point is like they have to meticulously repair all of these holes, right? With the sharks coming at them. It's taking all three of them. One person bailing, one person repairing, one person hitting the sharks with the oar. It's insane that
I was blown away what they accomplished.
That
on the
they
raft.
did that.
Blown away.
So they tried to eat. So a couple things they did to try to eat. They caught a bird, tried to eat it.
That was gross.
Couldn't eat it. Couldn't keep the food down. But then they realized if they
because they had to eat everything raw.
Right. But then they realized if they could use the bird as bait, they could catch fish, and that was really smart. But they would try. Then they started trying to catch sharks. But the only thing you can eat from a shark is the liver, I believe.
Yeah.
So how did they know that? Did one of them just know that?
When
they
he
did
was,
training.
When he was doing the training, he literally he learned all of this stuff.
That's what they teach you is like if you're stranded, like kill sharks and eat their livers. And they did.
Training, learning stuff.
Here's my exact note from chapter 14. Mac is being immortalized in these pages. It makes you wonder who you would be. Makes you want to teach your kids to be more like a leader like Zamperini and not like Mac. Can you imagine being so helpless that not only are you no help to anybody, but someone writes about you and that's how you go down in history? Warn your kids to be better leaders.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. I'm dead serious.
You know what I'm going to warn my kids? Don't eat the last chocolate. Just don't. Don't ever eat the last of anything. So they get... They finally get picked up.
Says the guy that ate the last of the pizza.
I did
by the
not.
way.
There were still 4 pieces left. I asked Rem if he wanted to eat because he was a cripple. And then I didn't eat it.
You said you were going in there and eating.
No.
And I quote, I said, oh, I'm done, Brett. And you said, yeah, I didn't care about you.
Yeah, what
That's
I
what
meant
you
was
said.
I was going to go get it for Remington, our friend who was injured. I wasn't going to go get it for you.
Okay, whatever.
I did eat like 9 pieces, though.
Dude, it was so perfect.
Not gonna lie, I had Pizza King again the next day.
You having
Did
us,
you really?
Yeah.
You having us stop specifically to make that decision was the best move of the weekend.
What, to get the pizza?
Yeah.
You're welcome. I tipped Elliot. I don't know if you guys did, but I did.
Hey,
I gave
speaking
him a
of
little extra, yeah.
sponsors of this podcast, Pizza King, if you're listening, we would love to trade out some sponsorships.
That would
with
be
you
fine.
for the rest of time.
Yeah.
3 16 inches per week for the rest of our life.
Do you know how much money I've spent? So this would be a really fun stat. You know how you can kind of see how much money you spend on, like there's apps that show you what your monthlies are?
Yeah.
When I get to heaven, I'm going to ask God how much I spent at Pizza King. Like over the course of my life.
Just make sure it's
It's
not more
gotta
than
be
you
up
tithe.
there.
Just make sure it's not more than you tithe.
Whenever
God's like, well, let me tell you, actually.
whenever we go to Pizza King, it's a pretty large order typically.
It's a pretty large bill.
And a big order at Pizza King is triple
Hefty,
digits. I mean,
hefty, yeah.
it's up to, it's usually $80 to $110. So worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thousands per year. No doubt.
If you had to think from the time you were born, or not born, from the time you started spending money on food till now, what would be your top 3 restaurants all time? The dollars that you have spent.
St. Elmo would be number 1.
Really?
Well, for him.
Well,
Because-
because I do
because
the
of team
groups.
nights?
Yeah, I've spent $8,500 at St. Elmo's in one night before.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So St. Elmo's
But you
number
can say
1.
without a doubt that's more than years of McDonald's.
Yeah,
Taco
I don't.
Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell comes to mind.
Taco Bell. Teenage Remington spent some coin at Taco Bell.
While that is true, we're talking like back then, $5, $6, $7, $8 a pop, maybe 10.
I don't know what you were eating.
Dude, a cheesy gordita crunch and 2 chili
Every
cheese burritos. Yeah.
Cheesy gordita crunch.
Cheesy gordita crunch.
They had that Taco Bell right next to the South Bend office.
Oh, crushed it.
Mm.
Crushed it.
Dude, right before you go in for the phone jam.
And right after you're done with team night, you did
Oh, that
double feature.
Mm-hmm.
Patachou's got to be on that list for me because I eat there a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's my breakfast choice.
You know what? Since it's opened, I would say Park's Place is number 1.
Really?
Since it's open, yes.
Wow.
I would say that pretty confidently.
I'm up there too.
Yeah.
Where would
Pinheads would be on the list.
rank in yours?
Dude, greasy but super solid. Solid pizza and garlic
food isn't
nuts.
as good anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been making some changes. I haven't been there for as much lately.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you heard it here
Hopefully this
first.
podcast holds them accountable because I really like their nachos.
They had
I
a good
love
thing
their
going
nachos.
on.
Nate, I want to put top 9 nachos in the list.
What
we
are
need to
they?
do our top 9 nachos.
Marcus, what they got a new
We
group
don't
in
need
there?
to we don't need to
Alright, there's
rehash.
issues.
Can you name the top 9 nachos in the city?
No.
I can't.
All right, come ready to the next episode.
I do like
I would
Pinheads.
tell you Pinheads
I
would be
do
on
like
that
Pinheads,
list.
and I like Parks Place a lot.
District Tap would be on that list. Brew Burger would be on that list.
Brewburger nachos.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, cheat code.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brew Burger.
Brew
I don't
Burger.
go there very much.
You know what I used to like?
I like
And
a
then-
lot of those Cunningham
Did you see
restaurants.
Fridays just got leveled?
Yes. At Keystone.
Didn't even know it was closed.
Remember when we used to go there?
Yeah,
on
I used to
Fridays?
love that.
Yeah.
They used to do 10 chips and load each individual chips, and that was their nachos. And it was delicious.
Do you know what's going in there?
You know what we used to get there is fried green beans.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were
This
super
is
solid.
what they were doing on the raft.
This is, I
They
could
just
do
kept
this for
talking
hours.
about this.
I could do this for hours.
It would totally work.
I'm so romantic about
you
food.
wouldn't be able to come up with recipes though.
My
it would
whole-
have to be just like lists of.
I have
things.
recipes. Meat,
No,
and salt, and eggs.
it'd be this list of menus.
Marcus, because
you had memorized.
because I'm thinking about it and you brought it up. Desserts. I think you told me about the Pazookies at BJ's.
Yeah.
Very good.
Dude, great end to a date night.
BJ's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't had BJ's in a minute.
So like Jessica and I will
Also good nachos.
Jessica and I will go see a movie or do whatever, and she loves dessert, right? So you go in there and you get the pizookie. You can get like a kid's pizookie.
It's like the cookie
cookie-
boat with
yeah,
the ice cream
cookie
in
with
it.
the ice cream on top.
Mm.
Oh, so good.
So
We started doing those at home. My mom started making those.
Yeah, they're good.
favorite dessert I've ever had. I just had this month.
Whoa.
Oh.
There is a place called Wise Guys on Hilton Head Island
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a traveler.
Yeah.
There is an apple crisp
Oh.
dessert that is, and
Can't go wrong.
apple crisp
Can't
is
go
something
wrong
my
with
mom
little
used to
apple
make
crisp.
growing up. Like it was
Guys,
I couldn't
I
stop.
took so it was date night with Charlie tonight, and I have been on 75 hard up until last week. Which kudos to producer Nate and myself. We
That's right, boys.
finished
Congrats.
75.
Producer Nate's going 150 hard.
Yeah, love
go.
it. Keep going. I couldn't, so I take my girls on date nights, but I had very limited choices if I needed to hit my protein goals. So I was just like, girls, I'm sorry, we're going to one of these 3 options, but we'll do something fun afterwards. Well, they love going to fun restaurants, and Charlie loves sushi. So there's that new revolving sushi out near Torchy's Tacos. Do you know?
Oh yeah,
do you know
is
what
that good? I haven't been there yet.
So do you know what that is? They've
No.
got a conveyor belt of sushi that
wow.
goes. It's like a train that goes around the entire restaurant, and what you do is you have your little computer screen, so you can order something specifically, or you can just wait for the random sushi to pass. You like take it off the conveyor belt, eat it, and then it calculates how much you owe by dispensing the plate.
Really?
Super fun for kids, like super fun for dates. So Charlie goes in there, and before I know it, like I'm trying to figure out the controls. She's already hit like 3 different sushis in and like cucumbers in a pie. I was like a cheesecake, a New
All of
York
a sudden you
cheesecake.
got like a Pizza King bill for 2 of
It
you guys.
was. It was $3 a plate. And like if you finish 15 plates, they get you a prize, which by the way is a charm on a charm bracelet. So don't go for that.
So
junk.
obviously you want to get to that.
Obviously, we
It's
did
just one piece of sushi per plate.
no, I mean it's based on size. It's comparable to what you would normally spend on
sushi.
you know, the
Yeah,
weight
yeah,
of
yeah,
sushi.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
have like Wagyu beef sushi. Like
That sounds fun.
it was.
I might
really
go do
fun.
that. I think
Did
we're
you
doing
see,
date night on Thursday. That might be fun.
It was
Wasa-
really fun.
Wasabi on 82nd. R.I.P.
Is it gone?
It's gone.
Yeah, I figured.
Dude, I
It's
go to
gone.
Hero
Honestly, the only thing I liked about
a
that
ton.
Dynamite muscles.
Dynamite muscles,
Dynamite muscles were
unbelievable.
one of
Yeah,
one of
that's
one.
good.
We're back to Louis. By the way, we're screening. Remind
Let's get
me,
to the torture.
the first POW camp. Was he? Remind
It
me.
wasn't a POW camp.
It wasn't a camp. It
He
was
was
a-
kind of almost thinking like, "Oh, this isn't going to be that bad, right?"
No.
No. Okay.
The first
No, no,
place
no.
he was terrible.
The first place he
Got
was terrible on the
on the ship,
Ship.
and then
Ship.
he started thinking it's not going to be so
Got
bad.
it.
Yeah.
Got it. Because the guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, why are you treating these guys this way?"
Yeah.
They feed them.
but basically everybody, the first place that he was at, basically everybody was killed except him.
He thought he was going to be killed. He said that was where he saw the writing on
The-
the cell
yeah.
wall. That
all the soldiers.
How
being-
People
cool
he
was
knew.
that he put his name up there,
yeah,
and then someone else that he sees way later
way
in the
later
book
in the camp.
saw his name up there
Yep.
and was inspired to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the littlest things.
I think I teared up at that part, if I remember right. Even while I was mowing, could have been sweat, but that was pretty
Could have been the
impactful.
allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Wait, we're skipping the sharks.
We
Do it, man.
I thought we talked about sharks.
Well, we didn't talk about the sharks starting to jump on the raft and try to get into the raft.
Yeah, because
It's just
by
funny,
the way, that could
considering
never
the
happen,
judge.
Brett.
Hilarious.
That could never happen.
Which
It's
is-
so unrealistic.
It is hilarious that happened. It is.
I guess I can't really do it.
If you don't know what we're
justice.
talking about, listen to the Jaws episode where they just completely botched they being Brett, Nate, and Remington.
We didn't botch
saying that
anything.
it was
It's
unrealistic.
The
yeah,
goofiest
no,
looking
man.
scene.
It was hilarious.
You got to rewatch just the scene.
I've rewatched it 3
of
times.
this
since.
massive
Critical.
shark.
Okay.
So the sharks were 6 to 8 feet, which if you've ever seen a 6 to 8 foot shark is a massive shark. But then
A 68-foot shark.
6 to 8 foot shark.
Oh, yeah, that's
those
way
are
better.
Those are massive sharks. The whole chapter is about how these things are terrorizing them and like messing with them, and then the end of the chapter says, and then we saw a 20-footer. And
Yeah.
the way he describes that gives me chills. Like I will never.
We're gonna
do it
need
justice.
a bigger boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they were taking turns kind of fending them off, right?
A 20-foot shark. Do you know how big a 20-foot shark is?
Well, and that one showed up. The funny thing is that one showed up after they killed a couple of them.
right.
Because they killed a couple of
They're
them,
like, "We got
and they were
this.
like, oh, they're
Sharks are
starting to
easy."
get the memo. And then the big one comes.
I'm getting chills right now. A 20-foot shark?
You would just be living in terror 24/7.
Do you know how big a 20? So a 10-foot rim, basketball rim, is what I typically do.
Oh, wow.
Or 10-foot ceiling. Like, these are 9-foot ceilings.
Right.
This is even half the size of a shark.
So, man, watching the movie is so much more.
By the way, it's
Real.
pretty intense
Because
how,
you don't
yeah.
see
how
it
much
in your
weight.
head when you're reading the book.
Not like
Well, I
this.
mean, that right
Interesting.
now we're screening the movie in the background, and they've lost so much weight for these roles.
I bet they filmed these scenes first.
You think so?
Yeah.
so
'Cause
they
it's
can
a lot
gain
easier
weight.
to gain weight.
Yeah, I can
Maybe.
see that.
Not that this is about the film, but
It's rough.
Yeah, I didn't do any research on the film, so I cannot concur.
For some reason, one of the first notes I have from the camps is Louis racing the Japanese civilian
yeah.
in the race,
Mm-hmm.
and he knew he'd get beat for it, but he decided to beat him in the race anyway,
Yeah.
and then said it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
You need
That's definitely
something
something
like that.
I would do.
Yeah,
No
for
one's
sure.
done that.
For sure.
I mean, like,
But you know what?
There
I
were
love that
so
about
many
you,
of those
'cause we would
moments-
watch and we would like find hope in that.
there were so many moments where I wrote down like I just really respect that, like, the Japanese are saying to him, like, are you gonna lose this war? And Phil's like, no, and he gets punched.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ask Zamperini, who's going to win this war? And he says, America. And he gets punched and kicked, and they're jumping on him again. They know that this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, and I might be jumping ahead, but like later on, they have him do the propaganda thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of trick him, right? They've got him, and he realizes that, oh, they're trying to keep me here for propaganda.
Well, because he sees
And
other
they say-
soldiers who have chosen that route.
And they say, oh, well, do you really want to go back to one of those POW camps?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I guess I am. Like, that's so inspiring. I wrote down my note before we get to the bird here because that's so crucial. But my note was like, it is inspiring to read about, like, what humans can endure.
Yeah.
I happened to be prepping for this a little bit last minute tonight, and one of my girls was complaining as she was doing homework about her allergies because her eyes were watering up, and she was saying she couldn't do her homework because her eyes were watering up, and I just stopped for a second. I was like, do you know what I'm reading about right now? Like, I think you can freaking handle it.
Did you
Which
tell her
girl
about
is it?
Louis diarrheaing?
Let's just say it was
20
one of the
times in a
girls.
day?
It's what I'm saying is what
It was Quinn.
it was. It's 8-year-old. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's calm
9.
down.
She's
She
9.
probably had nightmares about Lord of the Rings or something. Maybe.
She's 9.
Shots fired.
She loves Lord of the Rings.
Shots fired.
So, what is the tell me the thinking behind this? The military being, I guess, better safe than sorry, telling families that missing persons are dead when in reality they have no confirmation of the fact. Like, where do you draw the line of letting people have hope
From America's side,
from America's standpoint? Yes.
I think
What-
it was a pretty safe bet that they were dead.
I get that. I understand you have no confirmation though. You don't like. Couldn't you just say?
I think they say that they're
Did-
assumed dead.
Did they also say, "Hey, this is a missing person. We don't have confirmation, but they're dead"? No,
Well-
they announced them as dead.
well,
right?
yeah. There's
Well, they
two
say
things.
they're assumed
There's
dead.
two things going on here, though. There's finding ships and planes lost at sea and going down. Like there's the actual wreckage, and then there's supposed to be confirmation on the enemy side of POWs. Like they're supposed to give you the list so
But
that
Japan
you know.
didn't do that
but
either.
Japan
And they had to register
was-
with Red Cross. Is that what?
right? And
Yep.
Japan abused that and didn't
Got
do
it.
that.
They
even
specifically
even
didn't-
Germany played that by that
They
rule.
specifically didn't do it in this case, though, because they knew that America thought that Zamperini was dead, and they knew that Zamperini was famous, and they wanted to use it to like eventually say
To come
oh
back.
wow, your guys' intelligence is so good,
off.
you had no idea.
Right.
So that was just them trying to make America look stupid.
Yes.
That wasn't to soften the blow later.
No.
That wasn't.
No, it was just
What a
Japan.
waste.
Japan really. So, did anyone write down at the end of the book when they talked about how many POWs Japan killed?
Oh, I didn't write the number down.
So it was a big deal.
It was something ridiculous compared to
thousands.
European, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was
like if you were a POW in Europe, it was you had
If you're a POW in Italy or Germany or
anywhere but
Austria, the numbers were very small. Japan was thousands.
So let's jump to hidden gems then real quick since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I wrote that down as like, if you guys remember when Phil Knight said that he wanted, Phil Knight said that he wanted to go to Japan to start this business.
In case you know,
do you remember how
Phil Knight, creator of
his,
Nike,
his grandma or his mom or one of the two was his grandma, I think, was super worried about
very
it.
concerned. Yeah.
Well, this is why.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yep.
think I knew that.
The
I knew that it
shadiness.
was really that the World War II in Asia was really rough, and I
Mhm.
knew that. But I think this gave me a whole new picture of how terrible that was.
Yeah.
And I remembered back to, how reconciliatory that Phil thought it was to be able to like work with them and like help open up business to America, between America and Japan, through Blue Ribbon, which became Nike. And that's pretty cool that he did that, because it would have taken a lot to be able to go over there when you knew of all those stories, you knew people that had died over there. And
I mean,
everything
it is
else.
crazy though how quickly after war they turned things around. So like it was, the war technically ended what,
44, 45
no, I think it was 46 is when it's
in Asia. Yeah.
done. And by 1952 we had
Done all the pardons.
we had
and
to pardon war crimes in Japan.
Yeah.
Well,
For
wasn't it because of Russia?
Yes.
We that kind of accelerated things.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like crazy. Like, we're gonna put that aside. We know you did a whole bunch of stuff, but we got something bigger going. It's like, can you guys join us? Like, that's 6 years later.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably in survival mode at that point, though, where it's like, we got to figure this out.
But still,
I'm talking
Yeah.
about it from our side.
Got it. Yeah.
I mean, that's
All
just
right.
wild.
should we get to the bird here?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could spend the rest of the episode on the bird.
I wrote down like the bird's worse than Grandpa Joe.
finally found one that's right, clearly worse than Grandpa Joe.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I think he is.
He's pretty
Yeah, so
bad.
chapter
I think
23
he's
is
done
where
it.
we're at. Watanabe is the most sadistic and erratic war criminal of all time. They called him the bird because even in secrecy, they were feared that he would hear and didn't want them to know how scared they were of him. So they made the name mild.
Yeah, the other people had way worse names.
Mm-hmm.
Some I can't even say on this podcast because this is mostly family.
But this
friendly.
man was a war. I guess he wasn't a general. He wanted to be a general.
No,
Correct.
And they wouldn't give it to him. And the book isn't clear on why. So he was,
I think probably because he was a little crazy.
because he was erratic, and
Yeah.
they could figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wondered.
Well, a lot of times, in the military, they're going to do all sorts of like tests and stuff like that on you. And so I think his sadistic nature probably came out in those tests. So where are you going to send him? You're going to send him to the POW camp.
Skipping way ahead. Well, yeah. So, okay, so let's just talk about who this guy was.
Yeah.
This guy would go in and he would target someone for no reason. He would just start beating them. Like picture Japanese Auschwitz, but instead of gas chambers, it was literally just beating people with sticks is what they were doing. And so he would target someone, he would beat them in their face, and then he would seemingly feel sorry for it and go and apologize and give them a meal and say, I don't know why I did that. And he would do this over and over again. And then that very night, beat them again within an inch of their life.
Yeah.
And without getting too graphic, it said it was like sadistic pleasure. Like he would
Correct.
literally get off on it.
Yep. 100. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, what do you do with that information?
And that people knew that about him.
Like his own, like the other Japanese higher ups, leaders,
soldiers, everybody else that was there, they knew
stayed
this.
away from it.
Yeah.
So, but like it's endless chapters of new psychological terror that the bird inflicted upon the POWs and specifically Louis.
Yeah. It's like over and over and over again.
To the point where Louis, who...
And if you're wondering why Brett's not in this conversation, it's because he's peeing right
he's
now.
taking his weekly
This is becoming a thing.
bathroom break in the
Yeah,
middle of
this
the
is
episodes.
becoming a thing. I was trying to cover for you, but it took too long, bro.
We're talking about the bird.
What'd you put in that drink, man?
Vodka, triple sec, lime juice.
So we're talking about how
Kamikaze!
sadistic and erratic the behavior of the bird is, going back and forth from feeling really sorry about beating somebody and then immediately beating them again.
He'd almost like act like they were friends then.
Yeah.
And you didn't know how to act around him.
Yeah.
Like truly bipolar, but
Yeah.
abusive.
And
well, also, I mean, that in itself could play mind games with somebody, Like he could have been doing it specifically
Yes.
to play mind games with them.
I think it was clear he had it out for Louis.
He had it out for
And I
Louis,
think
for
the
sure.
propaganda play was part of it.
Yep.
I think there was probably a chance.
Well, I think too, like it seems clear that they weren't supposed to kill him,
yes.
and so,
like,
I'm
I'm gonna
not
do
supposed to
everything
kill
else
you.
I
I'm
can
going to
do.
test you every
Broken
way
but
possible.
not killed in order to be used as
Mhm.
propaganda. Keeping him off the Red Cross rosters
Yeah.
so the U.S. would probably announce him as dead
Mhm.
so they could, to your point, rub it in their face.
So the Red Cross worked with POW camps, and they were supposed to be reporting not only who was in them, but what they were doing. And officers were not supposed to be given certain work, if I remember right.
That's right.
Like the officers
Yeah.
were supposed to be given and what they were doing is not only using basically for slave labor in
Yep.
these areas.
That's right.
But they were abusing them while they did that, and then the bird would literally tell him at the pinnacle of this camp, he told him to hold a beam above
How
his head.
long did he do that? I can't remember. It
Well,
says in the book.
I don't know.
It was a ridiculous
It-
amount of
it
time
was
for
like
a
hours.
healthy person
Yes.
who's in shape to be able to do.
I
This guy's 100 pounds, and
It
every
was
time he loads his arms, he
ridiculous.
gets hit in the ribs by a gun.
Yeah.
I can't. I didn't write down the number of hours, but if you
That was one of many experiences that you're like, how does this guy
Do this?
The quote later is, if I knew what I would have to go through that again,
I would have killed
I
myself.
would have killed myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even knowing that it all works out at the end, even knowing that he gets to come home. Yeah, that's pretty horrific.
Well, and this guy wrecks his life long after he gets home.
Well, he talks
Sure.
about he can't sleep. He doesn't dream without thinking of and including
Dude,
the bird.
that one scene where he he doesn't wake up, but he's dreaming about the bird.
He's
and
strangling him.
He's strangling him, and he's hearing something, and he wakes up, and all of a sudden he realizes he's actually strangling his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Who's pregnant.
Yeah, who was pregnant.
Yeah.
My goodness.
But you hear stories like that all the time.
I know.
Of people coming back from the war and not being able to shake their dreams. And so the bird, we're not doing it justice, and I don't know how you can.
We're not going to be able to.
without you reading it. But just
I mean, just know that we think he's worse than Grandpa Joe.
I mean, that's pretty bad. So then there's a transition of the murmurs and rumors going around that America's about to win the war, and so slowly the camp starts emptying out of
Yep.
Japanese soldiers to where they just wake up one day and they're all gone, including the bird.
Yes.
And America had won the war. They start dropping off tons of pallets of food and clothes and
Imagine real quick.
cigarettes.
Though, imagine this though. They knew that there was a kill all POWs order
Yes.
if there was a surrender.
there was
And
a
that
turn.
goes
So they
deep with the
didn't know.
Japanese
So
because
they didn't even know. Yeah,
they
because
believe
of
it's
their culture.
dishonorable.
Yeah, but they didn't know if it was going to actually be a good thing if the war was over or not. Like when they're going out there and going out to take that
Depends
bath.
on who won.
Well, either way, they
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
Either way,
Oh
it was
yeah,
a
that was a mental
catch-22.
game too because
It was a
if we
catch-22.
win, then they're going to kill us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they're going out to take that bath, they are assuming this is it. They're going to kill us right now. And then the plane flies over, and they give them the nod, or they recognize them by doing the little dip,
Yeah.
And they freak out, and they're taking their clothes off and running in, and it talks about like all the naked guys in the river,
Smoking.
Like, what an awesome.
Dude, I loved this. They got 19 cigarettes. This was genius.
Oh yeah.
So because
they
only had 19 cigarettes, they created 19 circles
Yeah.
of guys to share each cigarette.
Yeah. They
That
had
was
to get like one puff
Yes,
or whatever.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was great. But besides just the bird, the situation.
He wasn't like, there were a bunch of like bad ones.
There's a bunch of bad ones. Just the what they had to live through. You literally had to pick between dehydration and a 90% chance of dysentery because the water that was available to you.
Right.
Like it's a lose-lose. He
He
one
had
point
dysentery for like 18 months.
he at one point diarrheaed 20 times a day and vomited blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was when he was
This
out.
was when he's out. Like
At what
done.
point do you just think I'm gonna die today? Like,
probably every
Gotta be
day.
the whole
I know,
time.
but he
It's gotta
doesn't
be the whole
talk like that. You know what I mean? Like he talks like the bird might kill me, right? I might get, but he never talks about like dying from just living.
How interesting did you find it that they had convinced them at one point to like put on plays and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they did the same thing in the concentration camps with
Yes.
Frankel
Yeah.
in that
Yes.
book that we read.
Yeah,
He would say they would do these like plays and stuff
And
like
they'd
that,
make
and
the Germans,
laughter was a great
Art-
laughter was a
art
great
matters. Art
medicine and
matters.
everything else. Like, that's so interesting.
How many times during his time with the bird did you guys think, I'm such a little wimp? Like the things I worry about, the things that I complain about, the things that
Totally.
like what am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing? We're not gonna do it just on the podcast. Worth the read on your own to learn what you really experience in these camps is bad.
So they win the war.
we did.
Wait,
good.
we win the war.
We win the war.
Yeah.
They go home.
America.
And there's two stories that happen near the end of the book. You're following what happens to the leadership, Japanese war criminals who are evading the police, and
Specifically the bird
Watanabe, and how he's evading and
What?
living
That's
off
incredible,
living
by the
off
way,
of farmland.
that he's able to do
like that. Here's what's crazy to me. The best part of the book is the end,
It really is.
and it's left out of the movie.
I know.
It makes no sense to me. You could do the entire movie on the end of the book.
I think it might be because the end is so redemptive, and you can't tell the story without
It's
A Christian
without
perspective.
the Christian perspective.
100%.
And Angelina Jolie's the one that did this.
100%. I get that. But I also think that Billy Graham was such a interesting character that even Hollywood
I
could
would've
have
thought
done
that
something
too.
with that.
I would have thought that
It
too.
might just be like that's its own entire movie. If you're gonna do that justice of watching him fall so far from where we watched him build
Yeah.
up from the war,
So he
'cause
gets home.
So
he falls
it's
hard.
important before you tell this. It's important to realize like he has, and you don't realize this until the end of the book. The end of the book says he hated, he did not like God because he thought God hated him because of just a couple instances where I think he fell and got made fun of and just thought he blamed God. And then from then on out did not like God. And there's two other parts of the book where he tells God he will dedicate his life to him if he saves him. Once is on the raft, and the other one is when he's in a hole.
Well, it actually happens multiple times on the raft, where it's like each time that he prays, it rains again. It's crazy.
The raft one is important because of the water. The rain.
Yes.
He prays for we need water to drink
because
and
they
it
were
rains.
going to die.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about you guys. I did not see. I had no idea the search for the bird would become the end of the book. That came out of nowhere for me. I don't know why I didn't see that come. I didn't expect it.
What do you mean?
When he gets obsessed with the bird afterwards.
When he thinks that he has to kill him.
Yes.
In order. There's a
Yes.
really good line that it talks about how when when vengeance becomes you, when the person that was the victim becomes obsessed with vengeance, it means that you're actually still the victim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that person's still controlling your life. And that's what he was going through. Like, he was in so much pain, he couldn't sleep, he couldn't do any of these things. So he literally was just drinking all the time.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't. Like,
so that was the interesting part about the book and the movies. There was a underlining theme of like his distant relationship with God, and this underlining theme of his struggle with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes together at the very end. They come home, and it talks about how some soldiers, drink themselves to death. Some of them just have nightmares. Most of them can't get over it. A couple of them cope with it. And then it tells Louis' story. And he gets married, and she quickly, within weeks of meeting this girl, and they're young, but she's great for him. And then his drinking just it just takes over, it consumes him. So then go ahead and tell like the Billy Graham part. And
yeah, I just thought it was beautiful. His wife wants to go to the Billy Graham thing. He goes with her.
Billy gets a...
She goes without him once.
But Billy gets a promoter essentially to agree that, hey, we're gonna pay for this tent, and Billy's kind of describes it as Billy Graham is on the edge of like, if this one doesn't work, I might cancel the tour. I'm out of ministry forever.
Well, because he was just tired.
Correct.
Yeah.
Someone handed him a kid, and he said, "Whose kid is this?" And he didn't realize it was his own kid.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, thousands of people start showing up to these outdoor tent
Their neighbors
services.
invite them.
Yes.
His wife comes back and says, "Nope, I'm not going to divorce you. I've experienced this change, blah, 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 blah." And she talks him into going with him. He goes with him. They're telling the story of the they're telling the story of the woman that's caught in adultery, and when Jesus puts down and says, ye who haven't sinned, throw the first stone. And he's impacted by that. But when there's the altar call, he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we're out of here.
And he's like, well, I'll go back.
This sales pitch.
I'll go back, but only if we're going to leave when the altar call happens. And he can't, right? Billy
literally, he gets up to leave, and Billy Graham literally says, hey, you can leave while I'm preaching.
You can't leave now.
But you can't leave now.
Yeah.
And he pauses, and then he steps out of the tent, one foot, it sounds like, and immediately rain. And that's when he remembers.
The rain.
Yeah. I promised you.
Oh, man.
Dude.
It's just done. Incredible.
So he steps out, it rains, and that's when it hits him. I promise God.
Mm-hmm. He remembers all of these different things and these times.
But the alcohol isn't done, right?
Goes home, pours out all the alcohol, never drinks again.
It's crazy. Like, overnight conversion.
Didn't get baptized that night. I just want to point that out, because we had this big discussion about how baptism doesn't save people. But that is neither here nor there.
My note on that is Louis' proof that it's never too late and nothing's too big for God.
Yeah.
Just immediate. Like, there are people struggling with
he goes
things
back and forgives his captors.
Yeah.
Yep. Tries to set up an appointment with the bird. The bird evades him. Does a couple interviews for US, and I didn't have enough time to look on YouTube, but I guarantee it's circulating somewhere.
Oh, sure.
I would love to watch that.
The bird journaled asking himself if he was guilty.
After 7 years later.
That was crazy.
No, it's not. That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's justifying. He knows. And now he's like justifying his...
He's like, oh no, I wasn't guilty.
Like I was doing it because like that's what you're supposed to do. And it was better for them.
Yeah, they gave me a pardon, so I'm innocent. Like, come on, bro.
One note I had, maybe a hidden gem. Bill Harris, somebody he meets along the way, goes back to war after being a POW to be a POW again.
Well,
no. He was a POW.
He was POW the first time. Okay.
He was POW the first time.
He when he left, he told his wife, hey, I'm not getting captured again.
Got it.
If I'm in that position, I'm
going at him.
Kill myself.
And they had like something like
they
had
said
10
the
soldiers.
last time somebody saw him, he was walking. He was walking towards the enemy with 2 shotguns.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, he ended up being.
It's called assisted suicide.
No. That's not what it was.
No?
He was a war hero. So there was like 10 guys left, and those 10 guys went at the enemy, allowing for another unit to pass through.
Yeah.
And so he
got the Navy
sacrificed.
Cross.
Yeah, he got the
it.
Navy Cross, which is like right below Purple Heart.
Purple Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before we get to last quotes, hidden gems?
Well, I do have a couple hidden gems. I've used a lot of my quotes already.
I don't have any quotes. I got.
They had the 5 Island gin, and he said that people used it for battery acid, so he just stuck to beer. I thought that was a pretty funny quote.
One of my favorite quotes, very Viktor Frankl-esque. Dignity is as essential to human life as water, food, and oxygen. There are so many similarities between those two.
All right,
books.
so on
I
that
agree
note,
with that.
chapter 28. Are we on hidden gems?
Yeah.
So chapter 28, Louis injures his leg, and so he begs the bird to get full rations, because apparently, like, if you got injured and you couldn't work, you couldn't get full rations. You got like half rations, but he was dying. And so the bird says, yes, but I'm going to give you a job that you can do even though you got a broken leg. And he had to pick up the pigsty poop, but with no tools. He had to use his hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Louis says that was the first amidst everything, the first time that he hated the bird. Like,
Well, that was the dignity thing.
The
right?
dignity, yeah.
Yeah. Him describing having to do that job, and, it almost gives you like a new appreciation for the prodigal son story, where he's like trying to eat the pig food, because that's essentially how he describes what this punishment was like as he was going through the pig's poop, and how terrible that was.
Like, you're just thinking every day it can't get worse than it was yesterday. And it does.
and then it keeps getting worse.
Hidden gems. Russell Phillips. Where's he from?
Well, in New York.
The Hoosier State.
Oh, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dropped a lot of Indianapolis, Indiana.
They did, yeah, because
Northern Indiana.
He raced against somebody from Indiana University. That was like
He was
the
in
best
the
guy.
Indianapolis paper, and
Russell Phillips was born in Terre Haute, lived in LaPorte. Parents were preachers. Pretty cool. That's Phil. That's who we've been referring to as Phil.
Sadly, based on a prior episode, there is a 1 in 3 chance.
oh jeez,
that his dad was in the KKK.
I know too much. 1
in 3.
That's true.
Louis giving up his extra Red Cross box to Bill Harris when he hadn't ate anything forever, but Bill needed it more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that Bill survives. And
how about did you guys ever do this in college?
It's just a different level of brotherhood when you see those guys that came back from the war that wear those veteran hats. It's just a different level.
Like, there's
of
a Delt fraternity.
They
Wabash,
literally
and then
went to war together.
Right above it is war.
I thought you were going to say right below.
Right
You
above
had
is
it
war.
below right for a second. I was like, really? Did you? Speaking of college, though, did you guys ever antique anybody? You know what that is?
Antique.
I'm afraid to ask on this show.
You, like, one person comes and throws a bunch of flour on somebody, and then the next person comes and throws a bunch of water on them, and they're, did you guys ever do that to anybody? Okay. Well, it was a popular thing to do.
Like on the way to class?
No, like we were pledges and somebody wasn't pulling their weight.
Oh, okay.
And so that was our way of telling them, like, pull your weight.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I
Much
thought
more
that
effective than saying you're not pulling your weight.
Yeah, it was actually. It was pretty effective.
Yeah.
But the story of him on the dance floor with that guy who they didn't, that lieutenant or whatever that they didn't like, that made them go out a couple of times, and him putting the flour Every time that he'd come by, he's putting flour down his back.
Oh, yes.
And
I
then he
remember
takes
this.
the water and he hits him with the water. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I missed that part.
Like the little antics that he does throughout this book that shows he's still,
the pranks. The pranks in this book were
awesome,
like unbelievable. So chapter 7, they put laxative gum with no toilet bags on a plane.
Yeah.
So this dude is just hanging on with his pants down out the plane, holding on because he can't. I mean, and 2 other guys had to hold him so that he could poop out the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an epic prank.
That's what happens when you've got 18, 19, and 20-year-olds
Yes.
flying these planes. Because that's exactly the kind of stuff we would have done to each other in college.
I'm trying to
guess
think
just
of the
that age
worst
group.
pranks.
How
we've
about
been a
right
part
before
of.
he left? Right before he left, him running a mile in 4:12.
Not only the mile in 4:12, but
In
he
sand.
broke the lap record in the Olympics. He set the record for the final lap.
Well, yeah,
And he
that.
shattered it by like 3 seconds.
I just thought that it was kind of cool that on the sand he did it in 4:12,
Oh.
unofficial time or whatever, right before he goes out.
He was clearly on his way.
They said Pete always believed a couple of people always believed that he would have broke the 4-minute. He would have been the first person to break the 4-minute mile. That'd have been pretty cool.
I don't think it's arguable. I think he would have.
He probably would
would've
have,
got
at least
there.
based on
Yeah.
this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you made it sound like he never ran again. And
He did try when he got back.
Well, listen, he didn't compete in the Olympics, but the dude was in his 70s and still running miles and hiking,
like under 6 minutes.
like ran the torch
Actually,
at the age of
that
88.
may have been what really broke him and started the alcoholism for real. Was him training and injuring his ankle because he
That's right.
overworked it.
He pushed it. Reminded me of this
because he
weekend.
did break his ankle in the war.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when he re-injured it, it was over.
Yeah. This weekend.
Hidden gem for me. So they would talk to the guards directly, acting like they were asking the guards questions in English, but actually communicating to their
each
fellow
other.
POWs.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
That was genius.
The other
Genius.
the the guy that was acting like he was teaching the guard English and teaching him to say like
Wrong thing.
ridiculous things.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Gosh. That's the kind of stuff that would get you that's the kind of stuff you'd have to do. Those little wins you'd have to find. That'd be great.
Oh, here we go. So chapter 20, in that same chapter where they're talking about like how they communicated,
Yeah.
the mental clarity that comes from salvation allowed one of the soulmates to be conversational in a new language, not salvation, starvation. I think that was an
Much different.
autocorrect. There's also mental clarity that comes from salvation, but it was starvation. This dude learns how to have like Norwegian conversation over the course of 1 week. And it was talking about like he was, but essentially it's the kind of mental clarity that I felt like I got from
fasting.
from fasting.
Fasting. Yeah.
When you fast, it gives you like that mental sharpness, that focus. And this dude hadn't eaten for weeks.
Yeah.
But he had water, and he was so focused that he was able to speak a completely new language in a week.
Yeah.
Is that based on like survival mode your body goes into? Do you think that's what it is? Like
I don't know.
It's something that like everybody describes that deals with that. Now, I think you get to a point from what I can tell, and you just feel like your brain just isn't clicking correctly, like your muscles and your brain and stuff, they're not like clicking. But if you're just going like 2 or 3 days, you become, it seems like laser focused.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're probably trying to find anything you can to find food so you don't
Well,
die.
I don't know about like other cultures, but I'll tell you that in American culture, there's so much crap in our food that you're not putting that in your body for 3 days. So I don't know how it is in like Europe where it's like the water's better, the food's better. Like I don't know if you have that same clarity, but when you stop putting poison in your body for 3 days, that's one of the things that comes to mind.
Anything else before we get to rating?
Nope, I'm good.
For me, 8.8. I think if someone like a Daniel Brown writes this, I'm giving it a 9. I think the story has the ability to be a 9, but I'm 8.8.
I'm going back to no decimals to make it more interesting. I'm an 8. I don't know why I started doing decimals. It's way more interesting when you just do a number.
It's interesting until you give Gladiator a 6.
No, that's just a bad rating. It's different.
I think I'm going to do an average here because I think I would give the story itself a 9, and I think I'd give the writing a 7. So I'm just going to give it 8.0.
That's how I am too.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. And it's not really disappointing. We've just, again,
it's not
this is
awful.
not a
It is
disappointing
not
read.
terrible writing.
It's just
you need to read this.
I hope this
quite
lady
as
never
good.
reads my book because she'll be like, "What the heck is this dude talking about?"
For
I
sure.
haven't had to give a rating on Brett's book.
That's true.
Yeah, she'd be very disappointed. What's next? We got Kingdom of Heaven,
Never seen it.
which I watched the trailer for. Orlando Bloom, Liam Neeson. One more
I'm a
big
big
star.
Liam Neeson fan.
Can't remember, but very excited.
Orlando Bloom's okay, but Liam Neeson's really good.
Orlando, this is his best work.
Is it?
This is his best movie.
This is if you've got a big speaker with a subwoofer and a big TV, you watch it on that. Yeah, Riley and I are planning that this week.
Cool. I'll be the third wheel.
You can
Sounds
come.
like an invitation to
Dude,
me.
we got a great week. Rem and Kelsey gave Riley fever tickets for her birthday. We're going tomorrow night. Caitlin Clark was at shoot around for the first time a couple days ago. You never know.
I'm sure they're trying to ramp her up. Are we going to make the playoffs?
Dude, they're number 8 right now by a game.
Is that the playoffs?
Yes, top 8. Yeah, top 8. Sparks are number 2. The Sparks have a very tough final stretch.
Okay.
So I think we'll be okay. Got to make the playoffs, though.
Got to make the playoffs.
Gotta
Like
make the
3/4 of the league makes the playoffs.
But
so
it sounds like
it's pretty important.
I think it's half. I think it's half the league. But I think
that's most leagues.
But I don't think you get the aces. They're not the 1 seed. I don't think so. Maybe it's good year to be 8. So yeah, we're gonna squeeze it in.
I don't think you want to see a full healthy Fever team. Although Sophie Cunningham's out too, right?
I just saw. Do you know how long?
I think season. I think
Oh
Yeah.
no, she's the protector.
she's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I think she's going out with your wife once this week. Marcus.
I think so. Wednesday.
Yeah,
Sophie Cunningham?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
should be long too. We might get her as a guest speaker at church now that she's out for the season.
Jessica?
She likes to do that. No, Sophie. Kingdom of Heaven coming up. It's next. See you next time.